Hi, Jake Mezrahi from Our Natural Kitchen here and out in our garden. I'm going to show you today how to harvest kale. So there are many varieties of kale. This is one of the ones we like because it grows small tender leaves that you could harvest frequently rather than having to wait a long time. You have more of a risk of something eating the leaves or other things happening, so you just get to enjoy it more. And we like to put the leaves in our smoothies, so it really doesn't matter how big they are, and even if they get a little chewed up on the corners like this one, you can just wash it really well and still get use out of it. So you can see this row of kale here has been growing since the spring. This was planted from seed and then transplanted to the garden once the plants were about 2 inches and all danger of frost had passed. So we're gonna actually just today, I'm not even gonna, I don't have hands to even cut it, but I'm just gonna show you where to cut. So if you look at each plant, you can see that there's a center, and in the very center there are small little leaves. Okay, in the center of each plant, this is another center over here. There are small leaves. So those are the ones that you have to just make sure you never cut those small leaves, because those are gonna be that's where the new leaves all come out of. So most of the leaves out on the side, like this nice big one right here, you can cut that, just the base of the leaf right there. Leave a stem just like that one, okay? But never cut all the leaves off, because then the plant can't get enough sunlight to make enough nutrients to make new leaves. So you want to leave at least half the leaves, but in these plants you can even remove up to half the new leaves, and we usually take the freshest, best looking ones and leave some of the ones that are don't look so great because they've been maybe eaten or damaged from different things. So as long as you take just the fresh ones, like again this nice leaf right here, okay, and that one, and this one over here, you'll be good. Okay, and it'll keep growing. I'm gonna take you over to a kale plant. This is new from this year. We're gonna walk over here. This is a kale plant from last year. You can see that there's the bottom, and it goes up, 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 up. So there. So now this kale plant is about 2 feet to 2.5 feet tall, depending on if you count the seeds growing at the top. So kale's a biennial, it lasts 2 years. So that's great. You plant it 1 year, all those kales that I just showed you will be around next year and give me the same leaves for 2 years. So you only have to plant it once, just make sure you don't pull it out at the end of the year. Keep it for the second year so you get 2 years out of it. This is why it's one of our favorite plants, even more than some of the other lettuce or spinach things, because you get 2 really good years out of it. And in the second year, like this one, you get these seed pods that you can actually harvest, and I've already done that and planted the seeds and make more kale plants. So if you really keep doing it, you can just keep making more and more. So this is just 2 kale plants that were from last year, that in our first year planting kale, we tested it out, and we loved it so much that we planted entire rows of it. Last year we just started with 2 plants. So again, by next year you'll see that it'll be so tall and it'll be making leaves all up and down that nice long stem. Okay, just leave that middle piece growing. It'll keep growing. You'll keep getting leaves for 2 seasons. And this kale actually survived the winter. I have a nice picture of it covered almost to the top in snow, and it still made it. Okay, it still stays green and sticks around. It's really nice. So treat your kale well, learn how to pick it, and you can potentially get 2 years from these kale plants. Lots of leaves if you harvest them and clean them and take care of them. Water them right, give them the right spot for sun and everything else. And then again, if you want to go the extra step, let it go to seed, just like those seed pods right there. Pick the seeds, and let me take you over to the seeds from this year that I just last week picked from this plant and planted right over here. So there's a kale plant just pushing through the ground, about 1.5 weeks old, from seeds I harvested the day I put them in the ground. So of course you have to wait for the seeds to, the seed pods to get brown, like that, and then you can harvest them, and that's how you harvest your kale seeds, plant, and care for them. Thank you for listening. Our Natural Kitchen. See you soon.